Come on in, guys. Welcome, welcome. Gonna be a fun day. Hello, named 54. How are you? Everybody, we're gonna have a good day today. We're gonna work on sounds and effects, all sorts of cool stuff for our game Twisted Tower, especially the sound effects for our slingshot. What do I got here? I've got it written down. Tuckmac, good to see you. Slingshot, sound effects. Screaming for Tommy gun. We'll talk about that. New crosshair for the slingshot. I don't really like the current crosshair. UI for picking up weapons. A wand sound effect. Like, got a hair in my mouth. Like a spell sound for pixie dust or something. Weapon pickup names. And weapon posters. Gonna be fun. Let's go. Hey, friend, I want to see you succeed as a game developer. I want to see you make a full-time salary as a game developer. See, the thing is, most game developers don't know how to actually make money with their game. And believe it or not, you can actually make a full-time salary with just a demo. I've done this 3 freaking times. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. Make a full-time salary with just a demo. Click the link below. It's a webinar, totally free, no gimmicks here. Check it out, watch the whole thing. You're gonna learn a ton, and you're gonna learn how to make 6 figures with just a demo. Cheers. All right, guys, let's start with the slingshot trail. Actually, I didn't mention that just now, but I think that's what I want to work on the most right now is like a long trail for the sling. There's a fly in here. a long trail for the slingshot bullet. But let's go ahead and open up Photoshop as well while we're waiting for this frickin' Unity to load. And we're going to open up the UI and get the crosshair working as well. Having a list. Let me see here. One sec. Having a list. I'll show you guys my list in just a sec here. Having a list like this helps me out so much. Okay? So that's what we want to do, right? Yeah. Big old fat list. All right, Unity's still loading. What in the world? Unity is loading. Photoshop is loading. So anyway, feel free to ask questions, guys. Does anybody have any cool questions for me? Let's see here. Hello, hey, this is from Banish. Hey, Thomas, I'm an aspiring game dev and 3D environmental artist. Do you know of any good places to show my portfolio to get hired? I mean, to be in AAA or... Yeah, I'm not the right person to ask about getting hired for things. I am completely outside of that world, and I don't want to be in that world, to be honest with you. I do everything in my power to stay in this office with Jeb in my cozy office making games. That's my end goal. That's the end all be all for me, so I'm not the right person to ask about that. Okay, Unity finally opened. Man, that was slow. And it's just freaking slow right now. Hang on. Hang on one sec. All right. I don't want to show you guys too much in the game. So we're just going to focus on this little section right here. And we're going to work on our slingshot effects, okay? First things first is the bullet trail. And I can't quite remember how we're making a bullet trail. So I want to show you guys that. How am I doing this? Let's enter play mode here. This is from Dionysio. Hi, I'm unemployed and trying to start my own indie game. I'm trying to start my character first, but porting images from Krita to Unreal Engine is becoming a problem. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Okay. So anyway, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying. And I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't know what that means because I'm not smart enough. Man, this looks good. Okay, so let's move on to this. We're calling it the Sling Snipe. So I want to be able to see a trail. And it's very small right now, and I want it to last longer. So let's do that, and then Control P. Okay. So the slingshot trail. Let's see how it's working. What do we call this? Trail? There's some kind of trail renderer that's occurring every time I shoot. Let's go to play or the scene view here. And I'm going to hit play and just see what happens. You can barely see it. I want it to last much longer. Control Shift P is pause. And now we can go forward. There it is. So I'm trying to remember how I did this. Okay, we selected it. It's called Bullet Line Renderer. So we're instantiating a bullet line renderer. There it is. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to duplicate this one, and we're going to call this bullet, or how about slingshot line renderer. And I want it to last much longer. Okay, because you can see here it lasts for, oh my goodness, probably a split second. And look, I even have something here called bullet line renderer. Let's see. I wonder if this just destroys it after like a split second. Let's see. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you. Your videos are a huge motivation. This is from Kralik, and we are getting the demo release after 9 months of work. That's awesome. Very cool. Congratulations. Half of game dev is just waiting for things to load lately. I don't get it. Okay, so fade line renderer. So it fades out and then it destroys it. Ah, yes, Thomas. So time elapsed. Fade time is 1. What? If I delete this from our bullet line renderer, it's still going to disappear. I don't know why. Let's disable it and see what happens. Yeah, it looks like we have a glitch here, guys. It should be a much softer, subtle fade. And right now, it seems like it's just disappearing for some reason. So let's double check and see what's going on. Oh, good. Okay, it works. That's not working because we're shooting at the sky, and there should be a firmament collider that we can hit. Where are you, firmament collider? The firmament collider is something I created so that we can hit something. And let's see if there's a... Okay, it's right there. So I'm not sure why we're not hitting it. That's so weird. It's all around us. So weird. Okay, so that's working. And now we need a variable that specifies. The only problem is we can't shoot at the sky, and that really bothers me. So I'm going to create a task for our team to ensure that we can shoot at the sky, because that's a glitch that I don't want to deal with right now. So, I mean, honestly, I'll probably be working on that bug because I just need to, I don't want to do it right now. Can't see line renderer when shooting at the sky. Okay. So that's good. Let's go to our line renderer script. And what we're going to do is we're going to have it fade out over a period of time. Fade time equals 1. So we're going to remove this, and we're going to do this. Fade time is a variable that is going to be exposed. Or serialized, I mean. Private, though. And 1 second should be good, and that way it should be a nice 1 second fade, right? So let's see if that actually works. Y'all ready for this? Wonky says there's a asset called, I think it's UMotion. We're going to look this asset up. It's an animation tool. I'm interested to see this. Oh, wow. It looks like it's very popular. Animate and play mode. Sweet. Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's for another game. Definitely. Not for now. Because we're almost done with this game. We got to get it done. And I'm actually pretty satisfied with animating in Unity. I really don't mind it. And that's not because I don't have experience animating. Like, I can animate in Blender. I've been animating since I was 16. I'm not the best, but I'm pretty experienced with animation. And I don't mind Unity's animation. Honestly, it's not bad. It's fine once you use the line renderer. Or, I'm sorry, the bone renderer. Okay, so this should fade out it should take a second for this to fade out. Okay, so let's take a look. Ooh, that feels good. I actually like how it's a little bit slower. Not that slow, obviously. But yeah, it's 1 second. So what would be interesting, guys, is each weapon can determine the fade speed. That's really fun, seeing that. So let's do that. Let's have the weapon determine the fade speed. Does that sound fun? So what we're going to do is we're going to go, let's just go to our pistol, okay? And if we open up our pistol, and we go to our default weapon script. Oh, thanks. That's awesome. Mind Over Matter says, I like the confetti that flies out. Hey, guys, go ahead and ask me some questions. What's my favorite? Okay, what's your favorite? Because I'm trying to do more Q&A stuff during live streams. I'm trying to sort of figure out how to multitask and work while I answer your questions, because I know that you guys like that. You said, what's your favorite part about the game development process? Oh, man. I think everything. I know that's a really annoying answer. I enjoy it all so much. I really, really do. I enjoy coding. I used to not enjoy coding, but I love coding. It's something I really enjoy these days. Art. I love the art side. Establishing an atmosphere and a sense of place is really, really fun for me as well. Okay, so we're going to be instantiating some kind of line. There it is. I just love when you search for something and it just finds it exactly where it should be. So the bullet line, it creates the bullet line clone. Okay. And then we're going to say line renderer dot get component. What's it called? Bullet line renderer. And then we're going to say dot fade speed. And remember, this needs to be public. That is so weird. We don't want that. Fade out speed is irrelevant, so we're going to get rid of that. But we do need this to be public, actually. So fade time. So look, guys, we can now change fade time to be bullet line renderer. Bullet line renderer. There's a fly on my nose. Bullet line renderer dot fade time equals, or it's going to be fade time here. Bullet line renderer fade time. Are the outdoor areas in your game all within the tower? No. So Danny, one of the things we decided about this game was I thought about all the games that are interior games. The ones that I love, I'll say that. The games that I really love that are like based on being trapped in a building or something. And naturally, I think those games developers just felt the need to get out for a little bit. Half-Life 1, you eventually go outside. You get some sort of reprieve. Resident Evil, you're able to go outside as well for a little bit. So one of my favorite games, Castlevania 64, there's actually a lot of exterior. It get terrible reviews, but I love that game. I love that game. It's a very simple game too. I like simple games. So I like the idea of being able to go outside a little bit. So we felt like we really needed that for the game. About a third of or 2/3 of the way through the game. All right, let's go ahead and where's the line renderer? It's okay, yeah, we're gonna do it here. We'll do it right here. So just under the shooting options, we're just gonna have public float, bullet line renderer fade time. By default, it'll be 0.1, and that way we'll do it here as well. 0.1 F. Yeah. So let's bring that back into Unity. So what's happening here, guys, is I can go into each one of my weapons now, and I can determine how fast the projectile from that weapon fades out. I think that's going to help a lot and make the game feel a little bit, make certain weapons feel different and slower and yeah, like a sniper rifle. When I think about sniper rifle, I think about Halo 2. That's my favorite sniper rifle. And that one, you can really see the dust and the smoke from the gun, the line. You can see it. JCEE says, "I love Castlevania 64 too." It's really the atmosphere. Let me show you guys what I mean by this. How many of you have never seen Castlevania 64? Anybody? How many of you have not seen Castlevania 64? This is crazy. This one is an HD texture pack, which is just exciting. Look how gorgeous this is. Freaking the fog is pretty rough in this version. So my favorite level is this one. Is a terrible level. People hated this level. It's a terrible level because it's essentially a maze, and it's a maze for the first part of the game. So it's like the first hour of gameplay is just stuck in this maze. It was a terrible idea. I don't know why they went this direction. They should have started you in an easy forest that you can beat in like 10 minutes. But it's a brutal level. Okay, so let me show you this level. The platforming is ridiculous. It is so impossible. But let's talk about this. This game represents my entire game dev, like paradigm. The paradigm I work in is visuals and atmosphere and story over gameplay. It's not. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's how my brain operates. I care a lot about mood and feeling and a sense of place more than gameplay. And it's a weakness, and I have to work on it. And that probably came about because I was 12 years old playing Castlevania 64, enamored by the atmosphere, but not really thinking about the gameplay. The atmosphere for me, the atmosphere in the story, overrode and removed any frustrations with the gameplay. Also, I didn't have a frame of reference. I didn't play Castlevania games. So this was like, oh, it's like Zelda. This level here gives me so much chills. This is called the, what is it, the manor? Or the, there's a fly. That fly keeps flying around my head. This scene was great. The villa, yeah. It's a great level. Listen to this music, guys. Something so eerie. Just something so eerie about this level. There's just a beauty. There's just a beauty to how crappy it looks. All right, let's go ahead and get working here. All right. What was I doing? Oh, bullet line renderer fade time is 0.1. I'm fine with all that, but for the slingshot, it's called the rifle, actually. That's what we call it in the game. And remember, I like to name all of our game objects very generic phrases and terms because they change all the time. Like we might change the slingshot to be a teddy bear. Like we change things all the time. So okay, so let's make this a fade time of 0.6 and let's see how it looks. All right. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna try and answer questions while we hang out. I want to wear this hat. But you guys can definitely see the atmospheric inspiration of Castlevania 64. Sort of. I gotta kill this fly. Hang on. Okay, so let's take a look here. Good. Look. See that? Now I can see it. Yay. Awesome. The screen shake is odd when looking through a scope. I think what might be really beneficial is to see the scope wiggle a little bit after shooting. So let's see if we have that available to us. There's the scope overlay. There's the zoom effect, but there's no shoot. Okay. So that's zooming. All right. So let's take a look and see what's going on here. So here's our overlay. Okay. And then we're going to create a new animation here. I'm not sure where this is, so let's actually do it this way. So we have our scope overlay here. We're going to duplicate this. We're going to call this scope overlay shoot. Every little thing we can do to make things feel more poppy and snappy, we're going to do. Sanchit, I can't review GDDs right now. And guys, everyone, can you say hi to Jeb? Hey, Jebby. Come here, bud. Say hi. Hey, buddy. Can you say hi to everybody? Oh, he waved a little bit. He's really frustrated with me right now. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's go. So we have this zoom here. We're going to also have the shoot. We're going to make a transition to it. And we're going to create a parameter. That fly. Shoot. And I don't know the exact perfect way to do this, but we're not going to have an exit time. We're not going to have a transition duration. We're going to... This will have an exit time of 1. Go back to... No, it doesn't need to go back to that. Well... Crap. Let's see what happens without that. Maybe it'll start the animation over, which would be nice. Bro is staring into our souls. That's right, Kuro. Any questions, guys? Any questions? How long have we been working on Twisted Tower? About 3 years. A little too long, huh? I'm going to try and change that. What kind of game is Twisted Tower? It's a first-person shooter action. I think you would call it probably a immersive sim is probably what you'd call it. Okay, so we can have it circle back to itself, just like this, 0 transition duration. Interruption source, next state. And that should do it. If shoot, so that's good. So it's going to play the shoot animation now. So let's take a look here. The shoot animation, we want it to sort of wiggle, okay? So we could let me close this, actually. All right, so we have our scope right here. And if you guys are watching right now and you're just completely overwhelmed, just know that I would be too if I had never seen my own project, right? But you get to learn and understand your project intimately like it's your best friend. So just keep that in mind. So this is our zoom effect. This is our shoot effect. So the shoot is going to do something like, it's going to sort of punch in like this. We'll zero it out. And it'll go down like that. Let's go back to our zoom here. There we go. And then we're going to go to this, paste. So this is the shoot effect. Bang, bang, bang. Pretty fast. We're going to scale it just a little bit less. Okay, that's the shoot effect. Very subtle. And even, let's just start with that, and then we'll see if we need to add a shake to it, okay? Make sure the loop is turned off. It is, good. And then what we're going to do is right-clicking is the scope. So we need to go to our demo weapon and type in scope, scope overlay. There should be an animation. Okay, so there's no animation. Oh, there it is. Look, look, look. You can see it right there. Oh, goody. Goody. Okay. If we're using it, if we're using the scope and I shoot, and I press scope, I see. Okay, so let's find out where the actual shooting occurs. And then what we'll do is we'll say, if, and then 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 I'm going to write it right here. So we're going to say if the scope is active, then play that animation when we shoot. That's basically all we need to do here. Active self, game object dot is what? There we go. If active self equals true, then we're going to play that animation. We don't need a trigger. We don't need a trigger. We just need to use this. So that's my bad. I mean, the trigger would have been fine, but we're just going to do it this way. Okay. Tuck Mac says, your recent podcast was interesting. Do you see game dev as a way to become exalted? No. Well, sure. I mean, I think everybody wants to be exalted. Is that what you said? Exalted? It's anything. Anything that you think is really cool, you're going to think other people think it's cool. The truth is, I've found that most people don't think game dev is very cool. They think it's interesting, but I don't think they think it's cool. So that's just my opinion. What language? We're in C# in Unity. What kind of PC hardware are we currently running? I don't know. I'm not a PC guy. I use PC. I'm just not thinking about it. Let's see here. Hi, Thomas. Do you have any thoughts on what sorts of stories do and don't work in video games? No, I don't think there's any story that isn't going to work. There's certain hacks to a good story. Like the hacks, I would just read the book Story, actually. Story's a great book. Story screenwriting book. I've recommended this one a lot. It's from Robert McKee. Okay, so I would just say, go ahead and buy this book. Okay, guys? If you buy this book and read it, your entire perspective will change. It follows a lot of tropes. And that's okay, though, because tropes, I love tropes. I'm a big fan of tropes. So if anyone buys this right now, let me know in the chat that you've just bought it, and I'll congratulate you, because it's a huge step. It's a huge step in the right direction for you guys. Okay. All right. So anyway, let's get rid of these transitions here. We don't need them. And we'll just get this working here with the scope playing. And then I'm going to take this condition, and it's going to happen during the shoot. Shoot action performed. Here it is. Attack. Okay. And all we're going to do here is run tune it. Okay. We're digging in. We're digging in here. All of this. Okay, there's our shoot sounds. So So if the scope is activated, guys, then we're going to play the scope overlay animation. That's basically it. Nothing crazy here. I think that should do it. Let's make sure we turn off the scope overlay, though. We don't want that on. And let's take a look and see if that works, guys. You ready? All right. Any questions here? Okay, Ultimate Combat Sports just bought Story. I'm really excited for you. It's a great book. And you'll be like, oh, but this is kind of tropey. It's got all the tropes. If you understand the tropes of a good story, then you're going to be even more skilled in my opinion, you'd be more skilled at creating twists on the trope. So I think it's important to get a base understanding of what a decent story is before you can make a great story. I mean, this is why Stephen King says the best writers are people who just read. And I think it's because when you read, you understand kind of how stories are structured. And I love story. I'm a big story guy. I think story is something that I'm fairly gifted at. So, and it's part of the reason because I just love classic movies, and I grew up just watching classic movies over and over and over again. Okay, let's take a look. So this is our scope. Yay! Okay, it's not doing it anymore though. It did it once. Now, why does that not fade out? That stinks. What about this one? So the fade out isn't occurring, and it's also not playing the animation. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it stop. So scope overlay dot stop. Come on, tell me there's a stop. Really? What about reset? No, that's weird. Okay, we're going to figure this out, guys. For some reason, it's not playing, and I don't know why. Okay. So we have a couple problems here, which is really frustrating. Yep. It happens once? What about restart? Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. This is why the trigger was going to make more sense to me. I want to play an animation when I click a button, but the only animation only plays once. How do I restart the animation from the beginning? It should know I want to use Unity, yeah. Plays the animation from the start. -1 and 0. Let's try that. But this is saying do a reset. So let's and she's right about both, by the way. But I think that should do it. Let's take a look. There you go. ChatGPT to the rescue. I also want... I would love it if that line renderer was in the middle. So that's causing some problems for me. Not a huge fan of where it's located. Okay, so we're gonna have to solve this as well. Where the bullet comes from, I believe, is related to the gun tip. So let's go to rifle. This is gonna be a definitely, guys, this is not gonna be your favorite solution. But we're gonna have gun tip, and then we're gonna have gun tip 2. Okay, so there's gun tip, and this is gonna be gun tip magnified, or gun tip scope. Well, I would much rather it just be this. So, where the line yeah. Okay, I got it. Where the line renderer is being Oh, there we go. Where the line renderer is being instantiated. Why can't I? Where did it go? There we go. Okay. Create bullet line. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a new vector 3. And it's going to be called scope additional margin. Or scope margin. Scope margin. We're going to make it 5. Or I'm sorry, it's going to be 0. And then we're going to say if, what was that? What did we do? It was game manager dot some scope overlay. What was it called? Yeah. If this is active, then we're going to go ahead. So if that's active, if it's active self, then we're going to say the scope margin equals -5. That's going to be an int. Then here's what we're going to do. The position of the first position is at 0. Gun tip.transform position. Here we go. So that's its index. Yes, that's its index and then the position. Then here's what we do. We then also add gun tip.transform.position. Or I'm sorry, transform.left or right, negative. So we're subtracting in the right times scope margin. So if scope margin is 0, it's not going to do anything. Okay? That's the theory. Is Thomas a genius? Maybe. I want to set it to -2, actually. I'm seeing if you guys are asking any questions here. Looking. What time of year do you think it will be best to pitch your game to a publisher? There's no answer to that. I mean, that's like saying what's the best time to upload a video on YouTube. It's like nobody really knows. I don't know, honestly. I've never seen some studios have a lot of money and they're cash heavy. Sometimes they're not cash heavy. Sometimes they're busy, sometimes they're not busy. Every studio is a little bit different. Okay. All right, so if we're using a scope, we're going to sort of fudge the do I need to save this? Sure, let's save it. We're going to fudge the line and have it come from the center of our scope, okay? So let's try it out. That's good. That's good. Yay, it works. So we just need to do like 0.5. So it goes right down the center. Does that make sense what we did, guys? And it needs to be a float. Thomas, I'd love to hear your thoughts on David Whaley's game. I'm really, really excited for David's game. I think it looks incredible, and it looks super spooky and moody, and I'm really excited. Okay, almost. We're gonna do 1, and that should do it. Okay. So, guys, your game, 70% of your game is just related to how it feels. Like if you can identify why something doesn't feel right, your game is going to be fun. That's like half the work. So like this this feels so much better. That's a little bit much. So 0.7. Let's get this perfect. And when we have it coming right down the center, it's suddenly going to feel like we're actually shooting a slingshot. Whereas originally it felt like I was shooting from over here, but I was holding it here. It was really confusing and it was jarring. And frankly, this is what happens is you find yourself not even wanting to use a weapon just because it doesn't feel right. Even though it might be effective, it doesn't feel right. So you want to bring the player into your game. Close. That's not bad. Okay. So we're going to do 0.75. Sadly, I know that this is ugly. Let's change this word. Line renderer nudge. And we're going to call this a vector 2. And then we're going to have it be established there. And then we're going to say line renderer nudge dot x equals that. And then line renderer nudge y equals what do we want? We want it to go up a little bit, actually, like 0.3. My theory is we should be able to just do this. Oh boy. Can we really not multiply it by... Oh, we can't do vector 3 by vector 2. Okay, so we need to do vector 3. Line renderer nudge z is going to be 1. Otherwise, it's going to be 0. Why? Why can't I do it? Operator cannot vector 3 to vector... Really? Why can't I multiply a vector 3 by a vector 3? Offsco says, "Yo, Thomas, just announced my game on Steam and I've gotten 1,600 plus wish lists in a week following your tips." Oh, that's great. Congratulations. That's really, really cool. Okay. So we're going to create a new variable. Man, Thomas. Vector 3, line render. No. We're going to figure this out. Hang on, guys. Line renderer nudge. How do I do this? Here's what we'll do. This is so ugly. Sorry, guys. This is just what we're going to do, though, okay? We're going to write an ugly equation. Plus this. Plus this. Why? Why can't I do this? Transform dot up times that. Why? Use of possibly unassigned field. Why? Why? Is that what we needed to do? Line renderer nudge dot z, and this is forward. I guess that's the only way we're going to do this, right, guys? Does this make sense? So, okay. Obviously, we could do a, it could be cleaner, but I don't care. We're not going to worry about that. Hey, Thomas, first of all, thanks very much for YouTube videos and help in making it. That's me, right? Just always generous. I'm just a generous guy. In your opinion, what's the worst part of making a game? Worrying about money. Paying bills, worrying about schedules and launches, and when a deadline's coming up, there's it's kind of like a catch-22 or something. Like when a deadline comes up, it's like your game can suffer because all you're doing is thinking about money or the schedule, and you panic, and then you start making bad decisions. But also, crunch time actually creates moments like this where we made this amazing level in sort of a panic because we knew we needed to create some kind of exterior level. So okay, so anyway, let's take a look here and see if that worked. That's good. Okay, so that's something happened there. Let's take a look at our code. So gun, really? Oh, set that to 0. Okay, let's double check. Alchemist says you put your chef career on hold, but you're still working on your game. That's cool. Keep going. What? How did that even happen? What's happening here, guys? We're going to set all of these to 0. And, well, actually, why is that happening, guys? Andrew says, how do you manage burnout? This is a great question. So, about 2 weeks ago, I was completely, well, it was really about a week and a half ago, I was burnt out really bad. Long conversations with my wife to try and figure out what was wrong with me because I was just so exhausted and tired and bored and annoyed and frustrated. Like all the negative emotions that you can have were associated with this game. And the thought of getting it done was like almost nauseating. And she said, she said, well, how about this? She said, go ahead and just commit to me, Thomas, a series of things that you're going to do to not feel that way. And I couldn't think of anything. So she said, well, why don't you commit to not looking at your phone from 5 to midnight, really to the next day. So from 5:30 p.m. to the next day, do not look at your phone. Do not look at Discord. Do not look at Twitter. Anything work related or game related, don't look at it. No alcohol. That was an interesting one. I came up with that one. I was like, what if I just, because alcohol can increase stress levels, and also I think it depresses me. So if I have like a drink the next day, I'll be like more depressed. So no drinking. And then like meditation or prayer, or for me, it's like reading scripture and praying. So that's something I committed to in the mornings. So you prepare your day. It's almost like preparing your little, it's like a book. Think of your day as a book. The first chapter is setting up your day, and you just get into a good state of mind, and then you find yourself not so stressed and panicked about things. And then in the evenings, you don't think about work and you don't think about your game. That way, when you get up in the morning, you're so anxious to get started and you're excited to get started again. What I was doing is I was working nonstop because I was always checking my phone and always messaging my team and planning things out and posting on Twitter and looking at reviews of reviews of beta testing, at 10 p.m. and it was just not good. All right, let's see what happens here. Tuck Mac says, have a loving wife. Well, my wife is more than loving. She's wise. She's very wise. She's just super smart. Okay, so that's fine, I guess. Why are you going over there, dude? Is that strange, guys? It should... What? It should be going to the left. But let's just make it 0.75 and see what happens. All right. Something's going on here. I don't get it. Something happened with my math. Okay. See how that feels a lot better, guys? Whatever. All right, we're going to do 0.8. And then we're going to have it nudge upwards by like 0.4. Oh, it needs to be 1 point. Yeah. Oh, no. We're good. All right, let's try that. So it'll go 0.4 up. Carlos says, do you consider buying assets a good investment for the future? Well, what do you mean, like game assets? Sure. If it's going towards building your game. Absolutely. What qualifies a good investment? It's like, does it make you money? That went so much higher. It's like coming out of my forehead. What in the world, guys? I don't quite understand. I think these need to be this, guys. That's really what we need. Should we be multiplying? I don't think we should. Maybe, I don't know. Let's double check. Hey, Death Cloud. Hi, you. I love when you guys hang out. Okay, that feels good. That feels much better. So let's do this 1.5. Maybe even 1.38. And then this one's going to be 1.3. Grimson says, is Unreal harder to make games than Unity? Is Mexican food better than Greek food? You know, it depends on what your taste buds are. The paradigm and the framework of Unity for me makes the most sense, so it was easier for me to learn. But you know, I can't tell you which one's better or easier to learn. Why? That's so weird. My brain is just not working today with this geometry stuff. Show me how to do that, Cody. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, put them in the inspector. Yeah, I guess we could. I just thought this was going to be much faster, so I'm already in the rabbit hole of determined to fix it this way. Something's not working. Something's not working. Well, that's wrong for one. That needs to be positive, and then we're going to do 3 here. This is going to do it, guys. Just wait for it. Yeah, I would definitely not buy assets before producing your game. Don't do that, Carlos. You need to buy your assets while you're making your game. You don't know what you need until you know you don't know what you need until you're making your game. Son of a what? Something's happening, guys. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and expose these freaking variables. Yeah, let's just do it this way. If this equals this, okay, here's what we're gonna do. This line renderer nudge, we're gonna say this line renderer nudge equals line renderer nudge dot x, and we're gonna expose this in the inspector like that. I can't remember who it was who said that, but that's what we're gonna do. This because this is silly. Something's going on and I don't understand it. Otherwise, it gets set to 0. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this at the top here. We'll just put it up here for now. Actually, here we go. Public vector 3 line renderer nudge. Okay. All right. That's what we're gonna do. Y'all ready? We're gonna get this value perfect. All right, rifle. Clone. Let's look for our little vector 3. Where is it? There it is. So we're gonna do a value of we're gonna start with the x, negative 1.5. That's so weird. So a value of 1.5 goes to the left. What about when I turn around? It's always okay. Good. It's relative. All right, whatever. Don't. What? Why is that? Oh my word. There it is. Okay. So for some reason, when I'm using right and multiplying it by this line renderer nudge, it's going to the right, or it's going to the left. Look. It's almost like something's inverted. Whatever. Okay, we're close. Good. We're gonna do 0.87. Yeah, I think it should it come down directly down the center? I think so. We'll do 8, 9. Why can't I get it perfect? Okay, so the higher values go to the left. It's my brain hurts. Sorry, guys. So 0.83. a y value is going to be something like 0.1. Oh, Thomas, you... Oh, gosh, guys. Yeah, it feels better when you're moving. And by the way, you will be moving a lot, so that's what we want. The reason why is because it's essentially dividing it. So really, you want this to be 1.1. Okay, there you go. Well, maybe. Okay, no. What was the y value? Sorry, I know I'm being annoying, guys. Son of a... Okay, so 0.85 and 0.1, those are our numbers. And that's that. And we can move on to something else. This wasn't even on my list, so that's why it's frustrating. Everything's always a ticking time bomb. Line renderer nudge. We're gonna make this private up here. Line renderer nudge. Yeah, we're gonna make this private. And then we're going to do it here. Can you do it here? Yeah, you can do it here. 0.85 x or f, 0.1 f, and then 0 for z. All right, that's good. Well, we're going to double check, make sure it's good. All right. So let's double check to make sure that we're good here and see how it feels when you shoot an enemy. The scope animation, are we happy with the scope animation? Oh, that feels great. I think the scope animation needs to be stronger. Yeah. And was it even playing, by God? Let's see here. So let's go to our scope animation. And what we're going to do is this shoot here, it's just going to go up pretty significantly. Like this. If we turn it on, you can see it. Boom. So let's go up pretty high. That wouldn't happen, though. It would go far away. So it would actually do this. Yeah. So I think what I want to do is have its default value something like this. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I got it. Let's open this up inside of Photoshop really quick. And what we want to do... We're going to take all this. I'm just going to convert it to a smart object. We're going to make it smaller. But let's make sure we're centered properly. This slingshot has been so difficult to make perfect. It is smaller, smaller. It's not natural. It's very difficult to get it feeling perfect because in what world are you sniping through a magnifying glass? That's kind of odd, you know? But okay, so it's smaller now. That way we can make it bigger and then have it shrink. So that's what we're going to do. So start like that. There we go. Now we can make it go, when it zooms, we can have it go to about here. Let's do 1.15 or 1.16. Nice clean value. Okay, so it starts like this, and it goes whoosh, whoosh, like that. And frankly, guys, we could even do a kind of a bounce effect. I want to show you this. You're going to like it. You go like this, down, and then bounce to its position. So up, scale to about here, and then down. So just a little bit. So it bounces, watch. Isn't that cool? But you want to make it quick. There we go. You guys will see, I promise. All right, the same is true with the shoot. We want a little bounce effect, okay? So when we're using a slingshot, it goes forward. When you release it, it goes forward, right? So you want this to be here, and then I go forward. Okay, so here. It's going to be pretty instantaneous, almost immediately. Small like this, and then it bounces right back up, and then down, and then here. Okay. And we're going to do a longer tail here. See? Nice and soft. Boing, 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 boing. This is all game feel. I mean, that's really what this is. It's just trying to make it feel really good to shoot. If you can make everything really feel good, especially with indie games, you can get away with a lot of not a lot of details with your game, not a lot of fidelity. As long as it's fun to play, you can just keep having that funness on a loop, and then just create cool levels. That's the idea. We're trying that. Feel like that's okay? What do we think? Okay, I mean, it feels all right for me. Well, we're going to work on sound. G01. It's like one thing after another with you. Golly, it's like, I just want you to tell me that my game is good. You feel like the shot could use some tuning? There's no 2x scope. I'm just kidding, 01. Okay, so slingshot bullet trail's done. The animation's done. Okay, so we should have a slingshot secondary fire. And that is when it's fully charged. It should be like a whap, 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 whap. So let's see if we have that available to us. We don't. So can we add it to the code? Mega attack damage is 100. So let's see if we can have a mega attack sound. Secondary fire held. Did complete charge. Extra impact damage is here. Okay, and shoot. Ah, yes. If that equals that, it's happening here. So this is the secondary fire occurring. Yay. Okay. So if we go here, secondary fire action. Holy crap. There we go. Held time equals 0. Oh no. No, we were so close, guys. Hey, hang on. Mega attack damage. We're going to look for that. Okay, there it is. And that's occurring here. I think it's this. This is what's happening right here. Okay. All right. All right. So here's what we're going to do. If extra impact damage equals mega impact damage, then also play the secondary fire sound. I really don't want to do it there, though. It's right. It's got to be somewhere else. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see here. This is the rifle, though. Yeah, this is the rifle. Huh. I guess I don't mind that. Mm. Okay. Let's try that. All right. So it's going to play both, right? It's going to play that, but it's also going to play some kind of extra sound. Okay, so let's see if this works. We have the secondary fire. Let's just do a pistol or like a shotgun sound and see if it does it. We'll try that, guys. Okay, so I can do this, and then I can do this. Didn't work. Huh. If extra impact damage equals mega attack damage. And if secondary shoot sound exists, then do this. Why aren't you doing it, though? Debug.log, shot secondary fire. It's saying shot secondary fire. I do this all the time. I'll do 1, 2, and then 3, and look at how far it got through the conditions. All right, let's double check here. By the way, guys, if you haven't downloaded that free or taken a look at that free webinar below, it'll help you out a ton. It's going to teach you how to make 6 figures with just a demo. I know it sounds like a gimmick, but that's what I've done 3 different times. And so feel free to take a look and see if that's something you're interested in. It'll help you a lot. It got to 3, but it didn't get to 2. Why didn't it get to 2? It didn't even make it to 2. If extra impact damage equals mega attack damage. Did complete charge. So let's see here. This is going to be 4 or 5. So strange. It's almost like it's not. working at all. I might have AJ do this, and we'll move on to something else. Oh my goodness. There's 5. Look at that. Okay. It works. So it's setting it there. So it's saying extra impact damage equals mega attack damage. And so I'm checking for that condition. If extra impact damage equals mega attack damage, it's a float. It's a float. That condition is false? Why? Secondary fire is null? I don't know. Yeah, it's not, it's what? But it's not even getting to here. It's getting set true here. It's not stopping here. No, it's stop. Look. It's stopping at 1. 3 and 5 are good, but it's not getting to 1. Oh, that's a good idea. We're gonna debug this. And this. And we'll put it before this, obviously. My theory is that extra impact damage is getting set to 0 somehow. Let's go. Let's take a look. Look at that. That's so weird. It just did it there. I just heard the sound. Okay, I'm gonna have AJ do this. So we're not gonna worry about it. The reason why is because he's been working on the secondary fire stuff the most, so he understands it. I thought we could just quickly add it, but I don't quite understand his system. So we're good there. I think we're good. I'm gonna put that on his list here. Give me just a sec. I'm out of focus. Give me just a sec, guys. Can we have a secondary fire sound for all weapons? It will override the standard sound. All right, that's on AJ's list. He's going to do great. Now we can move forward with what I want to work on here. All right, so I'm just going to kill that from my list. Let's take a look at the Tommy gun. So the Tommy gun should have a rage sound. Charge time, 2 seconds. Secondary fire delay. Max ammo to dispel, 40. Oh no, there's an end rage sound? We don't want an end rage sound. We want a start rage sound. Ooh, let's take a look and see what's going on here. What? All right, let's try it. We're going to go to, and this ability is the ability to unload like a ton of bullets in one go. But only if you power up. And so I'll show it to you guys in a second, but we need to sign into artlist.io, which give me just a minute here. Am I working on this game alone? No. There's three team members right now. We had a lot more. Actually, there's 4. It depends on, like, not everybody's full time, but there's some contract workers and stuff. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, let's look for a scream effect. A male scream. Because I don't want to do it. So. I kind of just want it to be not annoying. That's fun. We'll do that one. But we want it to be like you powered up. And we'll add reverb and stuff. So we'll do all of that. It'll be cool, I promise. But what's happening is what we're going to do is we're going to have the Tommy gun. You're going to charge it up. And then you're going to go and shoot it. And your vision's going to go like rage. Okay, so we have to put that all into one big sound effect. So, heartbeats. What? Just give me a freaking heartbeat. Well. Malik, you might be right. Okay, so we got that sound. Also the adrenaline sound. Okay, so we're going to have that. How long is it going to be? Let's see here. Well, let's just start a timer actually. So I'm going to start a timer or a stopwatch here. Charge up. Ready, set, go. It was like 3 seconds. So I feel like we want to go a little bit longer than that. And also, I think it's going a little too fast. So we're going to do charge time, or how many bullets? Well, something like maybe 50. No. That's too many. We do 35 with a secondary fire delay of 0.1. Essentially, the value of it is you get to shoot faster and you get to unload 2 clips instead of 1. But you should only do this when you're like, you know there's like 3 enemies. Okay, ready? All right, 4 seconds. So that way we know how long this should last, right up to 4 seconds here. And then he'll end here. This we're gonna fade out and turn it into more of like a fade in or a Paul stretch. We're just playing, guys. We don't really know what we're doing here, but that's okay. We're gonna do 4. We'll fade that in and fade this. We're gonna do another Paul stretch here. We're gonna actually Paul stretch this whole thing. How I found out about Paul stretches, I heard somebody use Paul stretch, like a ridiculous number, like 1,000 or something, on a Justin Bieber song, and then they added this huge long tail of reverb, and it sounded like an angelic, like ethereal, beautiful song. It's like an hour long. It's really cool. Let's do it another, maybe 2 here, and then we can fade in and see how it sounds. So he'll just cut right here. Okay, so there's going to be an end sound and a, well, I'd rather it just be one sound and then I work with it, because otherwise we're going to need a start sound, an end sound. Man, let's see how it works. Let's go into Unity. I need to double check something here. We have an end sound here, and we're going to do like a laugh. Or let's just do a shotgun sound. Trench gun. We're just going to put it here and see when this sound plays. I'm not sure when this sound's going to play, but let's double check. Offsco says, hey Thomas, does getting a publisher mean it's necessary to quit your day job? Most publishers expect you to work on the game. It's kind of like saying, I'm going to go have a builder build a house for me. And they come to me and they say, hey, by the way, I'm going to be working a full-time job while I'm building your house. Is that okay? You're like, no. What? The same is true with a publisher. If they give you money, guys, be respectful of their money and work on the game. Don't just make it a side hustle. The second thing is that some publishers do provide health insurance, actually, but you're an employee now and they own the intellectual property. You're not a contractor. And I'm not even a contractor. I am a... What am I? I'm an investment. All right, here we go. So let's see here. Let's see how this works. Okay, I played the sound. So there's a couple things here. We need a start rage. We need an end rage. We can do the end rage ourselves. Okay. Okay, we got that one. Mixed down to mono. We're going to add a compressor to it. That is so embarrassing, but it's going to sound awesome. We'll throw in the heartbeat as well, and then we need to kill some of that volume there because I peaked it. We'll kill that one. And we'll bring that volume up towards the end there. And then we need the heartbeat. And we'll have it end with like a or like a drum. The start of it will be like a blade, kind of like Alice Madness Returns, and then it'll be and we'll end a little bit with a reverb here as well. Like this right here, we're going to add a ton of reverb to this Paul stretch, almost like it's echoing through the halls of time. And fade that out here. Just subtle, subtle, subtle. So it's going to go... It's almost like a drug, right? That's kind of how I want it to feel. Heartbeat. All right, we'll fade out these here. Good. All right. And, oh yeah, like a drum, a war drum. And by the way, those of you who want to use Artlist, just remember you're gonna pay thousands of dollars in licensing fees. Okay? Just keep that in mind. There we go. That's it. And I'm going to have this play at the start, and then it'll end. So it's going to do something like this. Here we go. Watch. It'll... This is not working for me. And we'll fade this in. It needs to be perfect. Don't underestimate the value of using cinematic sound effects, guys. Go watch David Whaley's trailer. David Whaley licenses, I can just assume this. He hasn't told me this, but He probably licenses a lot of cinematic sounds for his trailers. Watch his trailer and you can just see it happening constantly with these different beats. Okay. Very good. Mix and render. And then you want it to be at -10. So you can see we're hitting -6 right here. So just keep going. There we go. All of our sounds are -10. We're going to export out this selection here. Guys, this is going to be really cool, actually. So we're going to go to Sounds, SFX. We're going to call this Rage Shot End. And we shall see. Automatic light. And I think this one's going to be a lot easier than the Slingshot to make some like shoot sounds, because I think we've already got the conditions there, because there's an effect that starts, which is the Rage sort of profile. Ready? Here we go. Okay, it needs to be louder and it needs to happen sooner, for God's sake. My goodness. Export. Rage. Current selection, export, yes. Let's double check and see why that volume sucks. Automatic light. Play one shot. It really needs to be louder, like 1.4. And okay, one sec, guys. Oh, cool. We're invulnerable. I also kind of want to go slow motion. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? It's like super fast, but it's like super slow. So let's take a look and see. It might be cool, like when you're jumping in midair and you can just like. It may be cool that every secondary fire, or at least a bunch of them, are slow motion. We'll see. It's cool, I guess. I think we just need it to be louder. 1.8. I want to hear those drums. But I'm not hearing it. We're almost there, guys, and then we'll do slow motion as well. Okay, that's cool. We'll do half. What am I doing? Time.scale. Yeah. We'll just see what that happens there. And then this is the end rage sound. And we'll set it back to 1. Right? Sorry, I'm just sitting here thinking. Oh, he's doing a for loop here. I see. Ah, so we can just do one shot here. We could just say play one shot, start rage sound. We can do one here. That should do it, honestly. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and get that created, okay? By he, I was talking about AJ. We'll fade this out and turn it into like a crescendo of. Well, let's do the blade sound. Sometimes when you write anime, it just makes it more gamified. There it is. And in fact, I could use both of those. Watch this, guys. We'll add reverb here. I actually don't like the screaming. And we'll grab the... we don't need any of that anymore. So whoever said that it seems silly, you're right. Heartbeat. Right? So not pitch or not speed, but tempo. Tempo doesn't change the pitch. Faster. There we go. You know, we really need to drop down the volume of the game entirely. And so I think we might create a new snapshot for our audio mixer. Good. And we'll just fade that out. Whoops. There we go. I guess that's fine. And then one other sound would be a cinematic hit. Just a... Let's try that one. Mixing bass and treble, guys. I need some kind of a... $1080. I need something. Spinning ratchet. Let's just see how this sounds for now. All right. We'll try that. Put it at -10. And guys, we're good to go here. Add smooth jazz. Whoa, where did Unity go? Okay, we're good. All right. We're going to call this Rage Start. Export. I believe that didn't export properly. Let me double check here. Yeah, no, we're good. All right, let's go to our automatic. Here's the thing about secondary fire, guys. It should be as effective as it is costly. Isn't that a good rule? It should be effective and costly. So you have to charge it up and click and hold, right? So click and hold is an effective way to do a secondary fire because it requires you to sit and wait. And so it's more of a preparation ability. But this is going to be Rage Shot end or start. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. No pun intended there. Ready? I mean, that's fun, but it didn't play the sound. Let's see how it feels. Okay, so first off, time scale should not be set. This is important, so let's do this first. We should not be setting time scale to half for a Rage Shot. Here it is. Why didn't it play that sound though? You know, isn't that weird? It's so weird. It's is it because weapon sound source is stopping? This definitely, these two variables right here we need to use. So time scale is getting set back to 1. We're going to search the entire game for this and see where this is happening. Is it happening? Okay, it's happening on die, which is fine. It's also happening here for the freeze frame effect. So we're going to say if player is invulnerable is false, then we can go ahead and set time scale to 1. This is happening when we have this cool freeze frame effect, which we use when we shoot things. So let's double check and see where else this is happening. It's happening in the game manager with the respawn. No big deal. AI following state. No. Set time scale. I believe that's happening with animator functions. I think we're good. Okay, so let's see if our slow motion remains. No, I don't think it's too slow or too silent. For some reason, it's not playing. It's almost like the audio source is stopping for some reason. That's fun. Let's see how it feels with the enemies. Okay, so for some reason, when an enemy dies, time scale gets set to 1. There it is. There it is. And yay, we found it. And the player is not invulnerable. If the player is invulnerable, this should not happen. Y'all want to feel this? I like the slow motion. I think it's a lot of fun. And I kind of feel like it'd be even funner if it was faster. So let's go a little bit fast. Secondary fire delay 0.08. And let's see it. Do I do live classes? I do not do live classes. Next year, I'm considering doing coaching and consultation. I would not feel good asking people to pay me to consult them if I didn't first have the reputation to do it. And so that's why it's important for me to finish this game. And this will be my third commercial release. Boy, that's fun.
Hey, time! Hey, Tiny!
I love that.
You're giraffing me crazy!
You know, there's part of me that feels like it would be kind of wonderful if you could just stop the rage. What do you guys think? Should we be able to stop the rage? Or should it be a cost that's baked into the ability? Let's do a poll. Okay. All right, poll time. Should we be able to stop the rage attack when we want? Yes, no. What do we think, guys? And I'd love your thoughts, guys. Why? Why do we feel like no? Then it wouldn't be rage. I like that. That's a good thought process. Yeah. Very good. The rage sound isn't starting, but let's double check and see what the rage sound is. It's the cost of using it. I agree. I think there should be a cost. Maybe the character is very emotionally regulated. Oh, thank you, Dunny. Hey, Thomas, been watching your stuff for the past month. Currently developing my first big project. Was hoping to ask you a marketing question. Well, you could have done it there. You can ask it, and I'll try not forget here. But thank you. Sorry, that was kind of mean. That feels so good. We're gonna do a value of 2 here. The end rage sound, I'm gonna do 2.3. I don't know if that's too loud, but we're gonna give it a go. What volume are we lerping? What does this mean? Lerp volume? I don't know what that means. What is volume? What? I don't get it. I didn't know volume was a class. That felt really good. I don't know if I... Did we hear the sound? Okay, here's what we're going to do. I would love a coroutine or a delay to start here. Sadly, it's Oh, good, it's an iEnumerator. Yes, okay, we can do a wait time here. Come on, it's not... Okay, I need to find it. Coroutine, yield, wait, iEnumerator. Wait for seconds. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have the rage sound start. We're going to wait for 0.3 seconds. So you're going to hear a... right? And... yeah. It'll time scale 0 to 0.6. We'll hear the sound. We'll wait 0.4 seconds, and then we're going to begin the unload. Yeah, that's going to be so cool. We're going to do another iEnumerator that stops. We're going to wait like 0.4 seconds. Time scale will go back to 1. Okay, we'll try that. Here we go. In God of War, you can't stop the rage. Okay, a little too much. A little too much. 0.1. We're going to do 0.1 here. What does this mean? Update UI, lerp. Where is the... I'm wondering where the profile is being added. Or the volume. Oh! The volume is a post-processing volume. Got it. So the lerping of the volume, we need to do it pretty fast. Oh, AJ. Very good, buddy. I like it. So he's starting the lerping of the volume to 1 here. We're going to do it pretty quick, okay? We're going to do it like right here. And we're going to start that here. It's going to be immediate. Okay? Everything's about feel, guys. Everything's about feel. So here's what we're going to do. The volume, the lerping is going to stop here. Okay? And we're going to do it pretty pretty quick to point like 2. Okay? It's annoying when you can't stop rage. Yeah, you're probably right, Slamming. But it is a secondary fire, and it's something you only choose to use every once in a while. For some reason I can't hear the sound at the start. Okay, hold on. The start rage sound isn't playing. I'm going to put it in a different sound source. I bet you if I put it in a different sound source, it'll work. What other sound sources do we have? Player SFX. I guarantee you it's going to work if I do this. So we're going to do game manager, player controller. Really? Really? There we go. All right. I have a theory that that's going to work. Okay. Galactic Space Studio says, Tay Thomas, I'm developing my first Steam project called Nine Kings. Can you check it on Steam? I shall, but I don't want to create a precedent where people can pay to have their game shown on a stream. Despite the fact that I'm very grateful and I love you very much and I'm excited for you, I can't just pull it up during a stream. But that's cool. Nine Kings, huh? Yeah, I agree. It should definitely have a drawback, and I think that let's try this. Ready? Here we go. It didn't work. Why? Why? Does the sound exist? Because this is what it's supposed to sound like. Let's export that. Stream volume's low. Okay, we'll turn it up. I'll turn it up for you guys. Rage start. Export. Yes. How's it sound in the game? Rage start. Let's see. That's what we should hear. What? It should play right there. It's not drowned out by the bullets. I'm sorry. The bullets don't start playing until like 0.1 seconds. So you should hear it. I'm gonna turn it up really loud. I love that. All right, it works. So you were right. Let's wait a little bit. Sorry. I was wrong. Okay, so we're going to do a time scale of like 0.3, then do 0.1, and then it'll go a little bit quicker. Right? So we'll do that. 0.2, 0.1's good, then go to 0.6, and then we're all set. It's going to be cool. It's going to be really, really cool. We're not going to do that loud, so maybe 1.6. Check 1 2 1 2. Hear me. Check. Game volume's really loud. Okay, here we go. You can hear me okay? That feels so good. You guys want to try it on some giraffes? Okay, I think that having it at 0.2 and then honestly just keeping it at 0.2 might actually be what we want. Yeah, so I think that's what we want to do. And then the automatic, we're going to change that to a pretty fast shoot. But because it's slowed down, it's going to be like, right? That's gonna be really fun. I love this. It's got to be like my favorite weapon. Way too fast. Way too fast. We're gonna do 0.1. We need a build-up sound before the rage is done. Like that. Okay, we can do that. I totally agree with that. This will be cool to show in the trailer too. No. That's what we want. But pretty slow. And also, you'll use this in context of a group of people. So there's going to be like 3 enemies. So you're going to be just sort of pivoting to all of their bodies. You're not going to be turning around, I don't think. Is it that effective? You know, I think it's effective because you're unloading 2 clips into an enemy. You're getting like 2 clips without a reload. So what's the benefit of this? Because we want it to be beneficial to the player, right? I think I kind of feel like it needs to be faster for one. But also, I need to write a note down here. Charge effect and sounds. So you need to hear the charging. Sounds. We need the gun to shake when it's ready to go. Right? There's a lot that has to be done with secondary fire. I've been not wanting to do this. I feel like it should be. I think it's fine actually. Okay. What do you guys think? Is it done? I mean, we definitely need that charge up sound. So this right here. What? Oh, we need to time it again. You feel like it should do 1.2 damage? You think so? What do you guys think? That's a really good question. Should it do... Should the rage shot do 1.2 times damage? All right, y'all tell me what you think. But Let's go ahead and time it, okay? Get my timer out here. Go. 5.9. We're gonna have two sounds though, honestly. Or three actually. We'll have a reverse of this. So it's like, what? That's great. That's all we need. As long as it's 3 seconds long, we can kind of guesstimate where it needs to go. Okay. Export, rage shot, ending, build up. And that's going to happen. I mean, we can just, this is the benefit of this, guys. Watch this. Since we know it's 5 seconds long, we can just do this. And then we can cut it as needed and then just have it start right with the start rage sound. All right. So that's going to be right here. Start or rage sound build up. That'll start playing along with the start rage sound, right? And we're going to do it right here. Rage sound build up. That'd be cool, honestly. I actually think it should stop right away. I don't think we need that yield here. This one, we don't need that. Okay, so what is the vote currently? Oh my goodness, you guys are crazy. You think it should do 1.2 damage? Really? Okay. Let's see if we can just set the attack to have a multiplier here. Float. Damage multiplier. It's going to equal 1. Then you can just say attack. We're going to check for oh yeah, we can do it here actually. It's going to be a hidden variable. So we're going to have it's going to be public hidden damage multiplier equals 1 for certain secondary fires. We might want an additional what? Ugh! We might want additional damage. Okay, so there's that. For some reason, oh, it needs to be a float. And then we're going to say hide in inspector. So just so we don't feel the temptation to adjust it here because that's not what it's for. And then we're going to go to the single shot here. Shoot ray. Here it is. And if we hit an enemy, what's this? Attack damageables, hit, attack. Yep. Here we go. take damage. Weapon reference dot damage. Multiply that times hidden damage multiplier. Why is that called hidden damage multiplier? We're just gonna call it temp damage multiplier. And then what we do here is we go here and we just say temp damage multiplier equals 1.2 F. And then down here we'll set it right back to what it was. 1. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's a damage bonus for sure. I totally understand what you guys are saying. I mean, I kind of feel like it should be more, you know? So, I don't know. Let's give it a shot. And also, let's go ahead and throw that sound effect in as well. The build up, 5 seconds long, right? Let's just make sure it's the right sound. That's going to be so cool, guys. That was a great idea. Good job, guys. Yeah, I agree. 1.2, you don't really feel it. But you don't want this to be like a cheap, you know, if this weapon feels too advantageous, then you just make the build up longer. That is so weird. Why on earth? Wait, what? I think maybe it's 4 seconds. Ready, set, go. How long is that sound? It says it's 8 seconds long. Yet I'm seeing 5 here. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. What? Wait. What? That says 5 there. One, two, 3, start. That is so weird. Guys, we got a problem here. The unit of measure is incorrect. Something changed on me. Edit labels. Playback. Let's ask ChatGPT. Right click on the timeline. What? My whole life I've been doing this wrong. Okay, Thomas. What? This is going to be cool though, guys. I'm excited. Ready? Let's see how it feels. Ready? Okay, it's close. We're gonna do like this right here, and I think we're gonna be good there. It's so precise. The problem with the build-up sounds is it's like, I guess you could write it with code. You know, you could have the volume scale up and the pitch scale up, but I'm not gonna worry about it. We're just gonna get it perfect here and go from there. There is a strange feeling when you start. Honestly, the delay here is kind of weird. So we're going to remove that. I thought it would be cool, but nice. I love that. That is great.
Hee-haw! Hey, Tiny. Excited to see.
Oh, goody. We got all three. And that is how it's done. Do you see that? I love that. That felt great. Alrighty. So, what do we do now? Well, I kind of want a cling sound, like a build-up ching sound that once you've built up and once you've charged, you get a charge sound. So let's see here. Automatic light. Do we have one? We don't. Oh, no, it's right here. Yeah, charged sound. Okay. Secondary fire charged. Optional secondary fire start. I mean, maybe. Let's see how it works here. A microwave ding. I actually chose a sound that sounds kind of BioShocky. Dang it. I'm out of ammo? Why? Oh. We definitely want to see these. So let's double check something here. Oh, we can. We're good. Okay, so that sucks. For some reason, the optional sound isn't playing. It's the optional. What did I call it? I've been having trouble with this lately, guys. Optional secondary fire charged sound. Where is it being played? It should be playing here. Secondary fire held. I wonder why. Let's double check something here. That's the charged sound. Golly, why doesn't it work? It works with the pistol. Let's double check the pistol. It works there. So I want all the sounds. I want all the sounds to be the same. Frankly, I don't want the player to ever be confused about the secondary fire. So we have the reload drum detached as the start sound. Secondary fire charge is the other sound effect. So for some reason it's not playing. I don't love that sound, to be honest. I kind of love the ratchet sound. I kind of like the ratchet sound. Let's try the ratchet sound, okay, guys? So when you start it, it should do that. I just don't know why it's not. Ching! We'll double check. I don't know why that optional fire charge sound isn't playing. It's weird. This is hilarious. All right. I don't know why it's not doing it, but hey, that's not on our list, so we're good. All right, that was fun, guys. These enemies, I feel like they're just, most of our enemies, they just need to be a little bit more difficult. If you jump out in front of an enemy, you should have an interesting time trying to dodge their bullets, but just enough. So right now it's just a little bit too. The pistol guys, we're gonna speed up the projectile to 80, and the shotgun guys 75. Snipers are pretty fast. So the cannonball, yeah, that's too slow too. We'll do 15.
Looks like we're neck and neck. Hey, Tiny. Oh, the job! A mile away. Oh!
So is it all of a sudden easy to kill these guys? I think that multiplier works just fine. Okay, I mean, I kind of wish the let's see what happens with the multiplier. Okay, you guys remember the temporary damage multiplier? Let's set it to 10. if it doesn't do anything, like if it's not instant kill, we got ourselves a problem. It should do it in one shot, right, guys? Nope. Okay, it's not working. What? Okay. Oh. That's why. Glad we tested it, huh, guys? Aren't you glad we tested it? Huh? Let's see here. Oh, hotspots. Same thing. Yep. Hotspots are like headshots. Man, glad we tested that. No, Rage, I think Rage costs enough, guys. You know, it's a ton of ammo. It's like 3 clips worth. It takes 5 seconds to build it up. So it's really one of those things you want to use when there's like 5 enemies around. And you need to be invincible for a split second. So it's effective, it's just expensive.
The Jurassic Jam. Hey, Tiny.
Yeah, let's see. Oh man, it's like so much funner. Like it makes you smile when it's like instant kill. It's not gonna be, but I think it needs to be 2, honestly. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I mean, it's fun. And I'm going to add a multiplier to the pistol as well. Here we go. Let's get them all together.
Excited to see you.
Here we go. Ready?
You're driving me crazy. Oh, man. I started you from a mile away. Oh, man.
Okay, I feel like it needs to be more, honestly. Yeah, like 3, maybe 4. You should get a kill in like 2 shots. That's kind of how I feel. Yeah, that's right, Malik. I think you're right.
Traffic jam.
Nice. That feels great, and you're invincible the whole time too. So, yeah, sure. I think it's great. Awesome. Okay, so the same is true with the pistol. We're gonna go to the pistol. The problem with the pistol is that you get a triple shot, but the triple shot's not fun. It's like you never want to use it because you got to land all 3 shots if you're gonna kill an enemy, and that's kind of annoying. There it is. So again, right here, watch. Temp damage multiplier equals 2, and then set it back to 1. Right here. So that should be cool. So let's think here. Yeah. Let's try that. Let's try the triple shot for the pistol. Malik says, what if it becomes a random amount of shots between 1 to 6 and it's quick to charge up? Random is not... I have learned, for me, personally, random is not good for game design. It's such a... It's so hard to balance things when everything's random. So we don't have a lot of random going on. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying for my game.
Looks like we're neck and neck.
It needs to be faster.
Looks like we're neck and neck.
Maybe even 3. I mean, because I want to be able to kill those ducks in 2 shots. What was I saying? I was doing something. Oh! Time scale. Bullet time. Right? That's going to be fun. Oh, Visual Studio Code is faster? That would be cool. All right, let's go.
Oh man, the Jurassic Jam.
Odd. That's why. That's silly. Gotta wait for the for loop to be done. Well, I actually don't think I want screen shake. No. I'm not sure what's going on here, actually. The time scale is getting set at a weird spot. So let's try this again.
Oh man. Hey, Tiny.
So we're going to speed it up, obviously. Oh, that feels great. In fact, I think we need to go even slower. And then we can go to our pistol and speed up the shot so it's ba ba ba, but it's slow motion. Choo 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 choo. I really want him to spin it after he's done. What? Oh, secondary fire delay. We're going to do something really fast. 0.05. Choo choo choo. Too slow. Because you can't even see the animation, you know what I mean? Just, I think maybe something subtle. So let's try that. too fast.
Driving me crazy. Oh! Next sided. Oh!
Okay, we're almost there. Uh, 0.12, maybe 0.1. And that should do it.
Oh! People! Oh! Hey, Tiny.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we're neck and neck. Oh!
I like it. Woo! Okay. Crosshair for slingshot. That's the next thing on our list here. All right, I gotta go. Bye. Hey, friend, I want to see you succeed as a game developer. I want to see you make a full-time salary as a game developer. See, the thing is, most game developers don't know how to actually make money with their game, and believe it or not, you can actually make a full-time salary with just a demo. I've done this 3 freaking times, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. Make a full-time salary with just a demo. Click the link below. It's a webinar, totally free, no gimmicks here. Check it out, watch the whole thing. You're gonna learn a ton, and you're gonna learn how to make 6 figures with just a demo.